Oh shit!
Well,
That's
not
hilarious.
yeets, but how not yeet. It's but like how we're not in touch with the new things. Like there's like sayings that people say, "I anayup" or something,
The
and like
fuck does that mean?
skits. Exactly, but every kid fucking knows what it is.
Anayup?
Is it anayup?
Oh my god!
It
I
has
feel.
some certain type of girl, and when they do something wrong, they'll say anayup. I don't. It's so. I still. We ask people to explain it to us, and we still don't get
Is
it.
it like from a meme or?
It's like Visco,
Okay, what is okay? Hold on. Let's start this from
VSCO.
the beginning. Hey everybody, if you're tuned in, this is Not a
Yeah.
Journalist with Brian Holiday, and I'm here with Brandon Calder, director, comedian, writer, actor, producer.
Oh my.
I'm not
Oh
even
my
like
God.
I'm not even trying to big you up. Like I'm just listing your actual factuals. You know what I mean?
Inspiring. I'd put in front of everything,
And
but that's
oh,
me
okay,
being.
so I'll ask you, what constitutes an actor if they've acted and have been on TV? Does that not count as an actor? Can you explain, just to corner you and
Um,
force you to admit factually what you are?
man, what? That's a good question. I think the last thing that I would say is that I'm an actor because I feel like that's insulting to all other actors out there. Um, I've done things. I've been in acting and things for like 8, 10 years now, but
Okay.
I just it's not. I mean, they're all sketches and stuff, and obviously we've talked about the other things
Yeah.
that we've done. But I don't know, man. It's one of those weird things. I guess people call it like an imposter syndrome thing. But
Oh, dude.
yeah,
Yeah.
I don't.
100%. Like I know it's imposter syndrome because I know for a fact you are all of those things that you don't want to lay claim to.
I love how you say all these things when we're on air, but off air you just insult me the whole time.
Yeah, I mean, I got to balance it out, right? I got to start with the hate and show you the love publicly so that I look like I have to look like the good guy. This the whole point of this is to make
Yeah,
myself look like
yeah,
the good guy.
I agree. I
Yeah.
agree.
Uh
But yeah,
so
yeah.
I first off, I mean, this is pretty good timing because last week when I spoke to you and asked you to do this, I didn't know that you guys Moving Mind was going to be coming back with some stuff. But I'm very excited that you guys did a live yesterday and there was a new video.
Yeah.
That video is awesome, by the way. It was funny. Um, a great April Fool's title because I was really like, oh no, are they really? Are they shutting
You
down
know,
shop?
the funny thing is that we didn't even our birthday ends up being on the first, but we didn't. It wasn't supposed to be an actual April Fool's joke because we totally forgot that it was. I guess that's what happens when you're in quarantine.
Yeah.
And then we put it out, and people were like, "Oh, liars!" We're like, "Oh shit, it's April Fool's." We on like didn't even connect the two dots,
I
which
love it.
is
I love that people are just like, you horrible bastards. You're just like, wait, what did we do? Oh, yeah. It's that time of year where people say things and,
they don't mean. I mean, everyone says things every day that they don't
oh, we're getting real.
mean. Kidding.
Now we're getting factual, actual.
I
Uh,
still can't see you, man.
I know, I'm sorry. I don't think I'm going to be able to get you to see me because I have two cameras. I've told both the cameras to turn on, and neither one of them has shown me to you.
I'll just talk to this blank screen and myself.
I know. I apologize. This is the exact same thing that happened to Miriam when she did the show the other day. She's just like, I can't see you, and I was just
Yeah.
like, yeah, okay. I've,
I was in a. Go ahead. Go ahead.
because okay, wait. My outgoing video. Maybe if I reduce my outgoing video to SD, and I change the camera, maybe I can get something. Oh wow, everyone's seeing that. I forgot that it shows them everything that's happening on this particular screen. Yeah, I mean, if you guys are watching this right now, you know that these are more casual and just conversations with my friends to see how they're coping in this wild world and what they're doing to maintain their sanity, or what their conspiracy theories might be, or just in general what's going on in their lives.
That's
So
all. You just start a theme song that starts off.
I should,
Friends, yeah.
Like how,
Yeah,
yeah, like how Conan O'Brien needs a friend. It should be like Brian Holiday has some friends.
exactly.
Yeah.
I think it's a great initiative, and it's cool and important. Can I go back to something?
Of course, please.
I wanted to wait to see if this would ever happen, but she probably doesn't even remember this. But I met Miriam a long time ago.
Oh yeah.
So yes.
Dirt,
Probably,
spill. I'm very
huh?
excited. I'm very excited for you to spill.
She probably hates me and doesn't even realize it.
Oh no.
So, so I don't know how we got involved with this, but it was actually Moving Mind Studios. It was me, Ryan, and Sam.
Yeah.
We were at a bar, and I think I can't remember why we were there. Maybe we were doing a fundraiser thing or something. I can't remember the exact details, but it happened to be that because it's a bar that they do a lot of stand-up comedy there.
Yeah.
And so people knew Miriam was there, and there's people that knew her. I think she knew the barmaid and stuff, and it was her birthday.
Oh,
so
okay.
for some reason they told her to go up on stage, and I don't remember what the reason why she had to go on stage, but anyways, they came up to us and said, look, we want you to go and sing happy birthday to her. We didn't know.
Wait, and I was gonna say you'd never met her at this point.
We had never met her in our entire lives. We didn't know she didn't know who we were either. And we like went on stage and like serenaded her and like danced around her, and like she was like, what the fuck is happening? And that's how that's just whenever I see her on the thing, I'm like, oh my god, I can't believe we did that to her. And it was totally like random and impromptu, and she was like, who are these guys? But we just did our own like little serenade dance. Probably like I think like Pony was playing or something.
Oh Lord. I'm sure you guys really got into it then too, because Pony's one of those songs that even if you're not a stripper, a male stripper, female stripper, you're just like,
we went all in, man.
Yeah, you have to.
The
song calls for it. I feel like not doing a proper attempt at a striptease when Pony plays is a sin.
Exactly. Like, what are you doing with your life?
Yeah, are you really living?
You don't go full stripper. What are you doing with your life?
Magic Mike double XL Pony style.
I'm once.
God, that sounds so bad.
But I once went into a movie thinking it was. I don't remember where the fuck we went. We want to go see something, but it ended up being Magic Mike, and we only realized like 10 minutes into the movie. And like it was not at all the movie. What movie we were going to see was like some serious drama or something, and then like Channing Tatum showed up, and he was like chopping wood with like shirt off. Yeah. And we were like, this is not the movie.
I love the fact that at some point, you guys were watching this thinking, wait, you turn to your friend like, did you know Channing Tatum's in this? No, I didn't think so. And then you're just like, man, that's a really weird casting for a murderer. Like you're just like watching, you're like,
why is his shirt off?
Yeah. Why is he? Oh, and like 10, 15 minutes in, he starts like bending over, and like you see the camera really focus on his derriere, and you're like, well, that's weird. This is a weird shot. I wouldn't expect this for this type of movie.
That's exactly what happened.
That's wonderful. So tell me, you guys are, because you guys took a bit of a hiatus, right? I know I saw Ryan was doing some stuff solo, Moving Mind Studio. And then, from what I understand, you're not all in the same city right now.
No, we're all in the same city.
Oh yeah, okay, my bad then.
We're all in the same city. I don't know if I would ever call it a hiatus. I just think what happened with us is that we kind of decided to stop doing. We didn't decide to stop doing YouTube, but we decided not to do it so frequently because it takes a lot of time and all that. And we're like, we always wanted to branch out into bigger projects.
Yeah.
We decided to like put all our time into bigger projects, which essentially takes more time to get developed, and people don't see that behind the scenes side of things.
Yeah, makes sense.
So and we're terrible with social media. We're so bad with it. So we don't post often. We don't do anything. So people were like, "Oh, these guys are like finished." But we've always been talking. We hang out. We always talking. We're always working on stuff. So yeah. So we I mean, because of the whole quarantine thing, we decided it would be a good time to release something. So we just did like a video on Zoom or whatever the heck we used.
Yeah.
It would be a good time to use that to put something out. So we did it.
I mean, I think it is like this whole quarantine thing has made it that everyone is looking for something. I think, strike while the iron's hot. People are at home. They're in front of their computers. Unfortunately, but fortunately, right? Like, that's one of the things I find really interesting about this situation. There are some people who are just like, oh, I see people out there, like, trying to hustle. And I see, and they say that as if it's a negative thing. And it's like, buddy,
Yeah.
I got laid off, and I'm here every day.
Dude, go ahead. Sorry, continue.
Well, it's just that, like, what am I supposed to do? Like, let me at least do this, the podcasting thing, and talk to my friends and keep myself happy and sane, and give my partner some time away from me so that I'm not driving her nuts every 2 seconds where she's playing Assassin's Creed, and I'm just like, who's that guy? Oh, Horus. Oh, this is in Egypt. Oh, how are you climbing the wall? Oh, there's a guy over there. And she's just, like, looking at me like, can you please shut up? I'm playing.
Love that she's playing Assassin's Creed.
Oh my god, she is the gamer out of the two of us.
She's what? The geekier?
She's the geekier gamer out of the two of us, yeah. Easily.
That's awesome. I almost got Assassin's Creed because it was like cheap. They had some sort of deal. But yeah, you said people are getting mad that people were trying to hustle, and that's ridiculous.
I think it's jealousy.
Yeah. I've seen, and I understand it. I've seen a lot of posts, or there's one post that keeps going around about telling people not to feel the pressure of having to be super creative during
yeah
and stuff.
Yeah.
And I get that. In a way, I do get that you shouldn't feel like you're going to see a lot of people are going to be trying to do stuff and release things, and you're going to feel pressured like, oh my God, I'm not doing anything. I need to be doing something.
Yeah.
In that sense, I understand, like you're not forced to do it. You don't have to go out of your, you don't force yourself to do it. But to me, like, whenever I'm off of work is like my time to try to work on my own things.
Yeah.
Anyways, I get both sides of it, but to hate on someone who's hustling is probably jealousy.
Have you found it hard to be creative in a quarantine situation, or has it been beneficial?
It's been, I mean, I'm always like master procrastinator.
Yeah.
But no, I think it's been useful for me for sure. Like, I'm used to this because I, as well as doing, all the other stuff and directing Moonlight Studio, I do work at the same time. And I always get like my summers off and the end of December, January off. So I'm used to having this like 4 months of time where I'm not doing anything, and I use it to work on my own projects and stuff. So to me, it's just like kind of pretty much that time. So I try to use that to work on my own thing. So I think it's been productive, but I'm procrastinating more than I'm working. I'm trying to fix.
What are some of the things you're trying, like, so for me, the motivation thing I'm trying to do is, and shout outs to our Bats who's tuned in right now. I just see her watching on the IG. I've tried.
Oh, nice. IG.
Yeah, I'm on IG too. But I've tried keeping myself motivated for stuff, and especially the working out and trying to keep fit, because you're at home and I'm just eating an insane amount, right? Like, I'm just constantly eating. There's not, and my partner and I went grocery shopping, got a whole bunch of stuff, and then we were just like, good, we won't need to go out for like 3 weeks. And then I immediately proceeded to eat all the cookies and one of the bags of Tostitos within like a couple days. And I'm trying to find that balance of being motivated in some way, where I'm trying to keep to a schedule, and that hasn't worked for me. I don't know. Like, are you able to keep one? Or are you able to? Because Sarah, your partner, seems like she's good with like organization.
She is on another fucking level.
Yeah,
she's just like, she is pretty much, she's a project manager, and she does a lot of assistant directing with me.
Yeah.
So she's all about visuals and stuff. So she keeps on a pretty like good regimen. Like, she'll get up 12 o'clock, she's working out, she's back to work. Another time she's playing, not Dance Revolution, or what's the new dancing video game. Anyways, whatever.
Yeah. You and I, the least geeky gamers there are.
But yeah, so she sticks on a regimen. For me, it's like, man, I should probably
that.
do that, but I'm so bad with those things.
Yeah.
It's bad and it's good, but I'm pretty much a person who's like, you know what, I'll like do it when it feels good. And like when I get that feeling of like, okay, I feel like I need to create, I'll do it then.
Yeah. Okay. Good.
Like, yeah.
I like knowing I'm not alone. I like knowing I'm not the only weirdo who.
At all. No.
Okay. Good. I'm not crazy. I'm not going crazy.
But I don't know if you want to be in the same boat as me, man. I don't know if you should celebrate that. But I think it's a good, it's a good mix to have both of those.
Yeah.
To schedule yourself, but also be okay with you not doing something that's in your schedule in a way.
Yeah.
I think it's a balance of both worlds might be good.
Living in the flexibility.
Yeah.
I think that's probably one of the best things. Like, what have you been binging during this quarantine celebration? Bacchanalia. Yeah, I'm going to pretend like this is some kind of elaborate wild party that the virus is having, and it's tricked us all into staying home. I was telling Miriam, I think the virus is intelligent.
You think so? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, think of it this way: the virus, it spreads through. It affects the lungs, right?
Yes.
And one of the first symptoms is a cough. And when you cough, you can project the virus up to like some 8 feet at crazy distance, right?
Yeah.
The virus evolved so that it could spread and connect and infect people, as many people as possible. At least that's what I told myself.
That's not true.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a living organ. It's a living thing.
Yeah.
Which its job is to infect. I'm not a fucking scientist, but its job is to infect people. So exactly. I feel like it would, like a disease in your body, right? You get a disease in your body. Its job is to like attack your blood cells, whatever, and it finds different ways it involves to do that. So that makes sense.
Survival of the fittest. Like, this is some Darwinian type evolution right here. When you look at all the other versions of COVID, coronavirus, the different types of coronavirus, and a lot of the other ones aren't as aggressive or anything like that. And then I look at this one, I'm like, well, this one figured its shit out. Like, this one is the one that wasn't procrastinating while the others were just sitting around.
Like, y'all don't even know what's gonna happen, huh?
It has a schedule. It's like doing its sit-ups every morning. It's like meditating, doing yoga. It's just like, okay, we have 3 days until we start to release. We're going to start trying to connect to people as quickly as possible. It's like turning to the other viruses, just like hooligans, going back to work, doing its sit-ups, I'm trying to find the joy. I mean, there was a meme going around that says, don't take black people, or I guess I should change it to people of color, laughing and making jokes about this. Oh, Toby just wrote T2 type virus. Yo, Toby, you're not wrong, man.
Exactly.
Like, yeah, this is some, and I mean, that's the other thing, right? Remember when at the beginning of the year, I remember thinking like, yo, it's 2020. Where the hell's my jetpack? Where's my flying skateboard? Oh, we did get one thing that they get in the future, the super viruses. That's
it's so true. I have a dumb question, but it happened to me the other day, and I was like, I wonder.
Yeah.
So let's say someone has the virus, right?
Uh-huh.
And they were a smoker.
Yeah.
Let's say they blow that smoke, and you walk through it.
Oh, interesting.
Could the virus survive in that, like the smoke? Is that a crazy question?
That's a very good question. I would like to ask my partner. I wonder if she would know the answer to that. I'm not sure. But from what I understand about the virus, is the virus only can travel if you like cough or like a hard exhale, like a cough or a sneeze or something that forces the particles that come out of your lungs naturally, but forces it with strength. So like a cough and a sneeze actually pushes. Whereas like when you're breathing, you're
It's
just
just
breathing
normal.
out. Yeah.
So if I talk to someone who has coronavirus and I tell you breathe in my face, and I won't get
Yeah.
it.
Well,
I'm gonna try it now.
no.
I'm gonna do my research.
Oh man, no. Yeah, I think I need to do more research too. But one of the things I understand is they've been saying the virus is heavy in the sense that it like falls. Oh, I might have a message here from my partner answering the question. No, breathing releases the virus. Definitely showering. Nope, breathing releases the virus. Yeah, no, I knew breathing releases the virus. I just wasn't sure if it projected the virus at a same distance. So, like, if you're smoking and you blow out smoke, is that the same force? Okay, yeah. So breathing releases the virus, just not at the same distance.
Yeah. Oh, but it does release it.
Yes, it does.
What if it's just riding on the smoke? Like a.
Well, now you just have me picturing it like Aang from Avatar riding on Appa. Yip yip.
Kid, riding on that little cloud.
Yeah, yip yip. Oh yeah, or Goku. Yeah. Some sort of anime creature riding in the air.
That's nuts. So let me ask you, which I'm sure you guys have discussed. I haven't listened to all of them, but like, so how much, like how, I know it's spreading and all that. But
yeah.
Like crazy.
Yeah.
But how much should we be worried? Let me try to form my sentence properly.
Okay.
So do you feel like the news in its job to release things that are, negative most of the time, do you think it's making it in a way worse than what it is, or do we have the right to be as freaked out as we are?
So one of the things that I would say is I think the news is doing their job in reporting the facts of the situation. I just wish that the news would present the facts in the most hyper-logical way as possible, as opposed to like, more cases have shown up in the Montreal West neighborhood, and that kind of like news inflection where it kind of just heightens your sense of like panic, like, oh my God, what's happening?
Yeah.
Especially with the fact that the virus, like, so this is something like my partner was telling me, in Quebec, one of the theories as to why it spread as quickly in Quebec as it did is our reading week is earlier than the other provinces. And even though the word had gotten out that the virus was starting to spread, on the reading week, a lot of people still traveled and went places. I have a few friends that went on spring break. Like I saw their whole stories for a week and a half to 2 weeks worth of hanging out in and stuff like that. So, and then a lot of those people came back, and then they're asymptomatic, right? So for the 2 weeks that you could have the virus, you don't show symptoms of it. So an asymptomatic person goes about living their life and then interacts with everyone that you normally would have interacted with in the world like you normally do. And then you started coughing, and you didn't know that cough carried with it a virus load, and you started feeling the sweats, and then you went home and you were like, oh, I don't feel too good. And then you started to realize, oh, that COVID thing everyone's talking about.
I might have it.
What's this? And then some people started saying they lost their sense of taste, and I was just like, wait, what? Like, some of the things that people are saying about, like some of the new symptoms have been like loss of sense of smell and taste and stuff like that.
You cut off a bit.
Oh, I was saying that people said the loss of taste and smell, like some of the senses. Yeah, you know what? The thing I'm the most interested in finding out is, are the symptoms that people are having now. Don't get me wrong. I understand all the first initial symptoms that they had seen and all the stuff coming out of Asia, and those were like, but symptoms like loss of taste and smell, I hadn't heard that until I saw the episode of Red Table that Jada Pinkett Smith and Will Smith did together.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And I was wondering,
I hadn't even heard that. This is the first time.
Right? I didn't hear it either.
Mm-hmm.
And it makes me wonder.
Yeah, yeah.
Is it that people are actually having that symptom, or now that you've been told that that's a symptom, you feel like that's a symptom you have?
Uh, yeah, that that's yeah. I mean, that's the also the scary part
Yeah.
is that people get paranoid,
Yes.
and then they get paranoid and they start thinking like, oh man, that's what it is, and I can't taste this
Yeah.
food. I must have. So yeah, so I totally understand what you're saying, and that's the thing. But it also like I've heard so many different things about it. Like I've heard that like the symptom that you get is that you like your throat is itchy, you get a sore throat or
Yeah.
something like that. Like I've heard different things. I don't know what is exact or not, but I don't know.
I know that coughing is definitely one of them. So I would say
Yeah, sure.
cough, fever, a sore throat. Those were the ones I
Yeah.
originally heard. Body aches. Those were like the early on ones because they kept saying, and that was one of the things I think misled a lot of people. It's like the flu, and
Yeah.
it's just like
Yeah.
it's like the flu in the sense that some of the symptoms are similar. It's not like the flu, as in it is
Mhm.
killing elderly at a rate that you did not expect. And Italy,
Yeah.
who had to like shut down and was just like going like losing people were just losing their
Yeah.
minds over there. That's like, and then oh yo, one of the stories I heard today that I was like, I got a little choked up about this 90-year-old woman in Belgium, which they were like about to put her on a respirator, and she tells them, "No, give it to the youngins. I've lived a good life." And I was just like, "Damn, girl, they're gonna have to name an award after you." Yeah,
That's sad, man. That it's really crazy. My mom was telling me how like in or my dad was anyways one of them in the Caribbean. I think it was in Grenada because
mm.
it's so small. As soon as they got one case, they shut down completely
Oh, okay.
because there's such I don't know how many people are that live there, but it's a very small island, especially after I got hit by I think it was Katrina or whatever it
Yeah,
was. Um, that like they got one case and they shut down the city completely to the point where you were like cops you'd get in a lot of shit if you went outside the house
hot
and didn't
damn.
have an exact reason to do so.
Mm.
They shut it down completely, and that was one case.
Did it
And
help?
it's just, yeah.
It helped
Hmm?
control the spread?
So did it help it from not spreading? Is that
Yeah.
what you said? Yeah, for sure,
Oh,
for
awesome.
sure. I
Okay.
don't know what the case is at now, but I'm sure it would have been much more devastating if people just went about their business.
Yeah.
and and like I said, it's such a small island that
Yeah.
like it would have been insane.
Well, dude, the crazy part is I was painting this condo, the one that I just moved into. Way to welcome myself to the new neighborhood. Quarantine. But yeah, I was painting this place the week before we moved in, and the guy that was painting the place is from back home in Antigua. And I asked him, like, hey, what radio station do you want to listen to while we're painting? And he told me to put on, like, Antigua's version of CJAD, the station called The Observer. And we were listening to
Oh
it, and these
wow.
guys were just talking about Corona all day, every day for that first 2 weeks, and like, some like ignorant statements were made, but some like open-minded statements were made, and I was just like, wow, this is exactly like regular radio in North America. And
Yeah.
I was just shocked that it was such a predominant conversation topic then, and I was just like, man, these guys are like really panicking in the Caribbean. These guys had the right idea, like you're saying. They shut down the island with one case.
They're like, we ain't playing.
Yo, dude, imagine if Canada tried that.
If what?
Imagine if Canada had done like they got their first case and we're just like shut the country down. We shut it down for like 2 weeks. I know this sucks, guys, but we do not want this thing to spread. If we do it properly from the get go, we can have a better chance of survival. But instead, it was just like, well, let's just wait because we all like our civil liberties.
I think it's that and also money.
Oh God, yeah,
I think the biggest issue is money and how people didn't want to lose money, so they were waiting to see like how bad is this thing?
yeah,
Okay, let's shut down. Like I experienced I mean, not in that sense, but where I work at too, they were really waiting until the last minute to actually shut down, which made absolutely no sense.
yeah,
But when you shut down, then it's you all your workers are at home and you still got to make things happen, so you got to pay them and blah 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 and all this sorts of money.
yeah.
but I don't know. It's pretty insane.
I definitely agree that it is scary that we focus so much on it. Because I like right now, one of the things I find the most interesting is how we are all essentially saying like, okay, well, everybody's gonna get all this money from the governments, and we're just gonna start tossing money everywhere, and this is what we're gonna do. And I'm thinking in my head, so the economy is gonna be a little bit of a shuffle and a mess right now.
Yeah.
We're going to start paying out to help people, which is important, and I agree to do that. But after we do that, how do we recoup all the money we spent?
Exactly.
Like, how do the taxes go back in? Because the taxes we have in Canada pay for, like, our healthcare system, so many other things. And if 1 million people signed up for EI in 1 week when things started getting really bad, and you start paying out to everybody some amount, and then we're paying out millions of dollars, possibly billions of dollars to maintain everybody so that they can maintain, like, then what are you're gonna tax us at the end of the year for that money in 2021 in February for the EI money I got? Like, how is this gonna play out? Like, that's what I'm wondering. What happens economically for us next? Yeah,
I think like people are getting laid off now.
Yeah,
I predict when we get back and things get back to normal, it's gonna be as bad or even worse. So I think a lot of people, they're like my job specifically. Like I work at Asasia, and once we get back, we have to like pay back that money in a sense that they're using to pay the people and stuff, right? So I feel like they're gonna start laying off because they won't be able to. Like schools already, I think it was about a year or two ago, there was a whole they had to cut back a few $1 million.
From education. Yeah.
And I feel like we're gonna end up in that same boat again, where people are gonna get laid off because they don't have the money to keep going the way they used to.
Damn, I didn't even think about it. I didn't think about that.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be as bad.
Oh.
When they get to the books and realize, oh shit, like we can't. We're not, especially restaurants and all those things. Like you can't go back and hire, like you were. Anyway.
Yeah, the restaurant business. My heart goes out to the restaurant business, the arts. Like, there's a lot of industries that like I remember seeing one of the memes was just like, who knew being a bagger at a grocery store would lead to the biggest job security in 2020. This is supposed to be the future, and here we are with the most basic job locking me down. I'm getting. One guy wrote in the comments underneath. He's just like, man, I'm getting double pay. If you told me that in a pandemic situation, I would be getting double pay bagging people's groceries, I would have told you to come work with me years ago, folks. Yeah.
My day would come. You're right. It's crazy, and like you mentioned like artists, and like my heart goes out to them too, because a lot of friends of mine are freelancers, man, and like it's nuts. Like they have no work, and I guess now that I'm not too sure what the government, what they said they were going to give out like $2,000 a month to people who are independent workers. But before that too, they were all freaking out because they're also paying money into unemployment, but they can't use it. Which I'm not, when it comes to all that stuff, I don't know too much about it. But that's really weird. When you're a freelancer, you're still putting money into EI, but you can't use it.
Oh, that's
and I don't know in what case, but for this case, they couldn't sign up for EI or anything.
Oh.
And it's only they've been waiting for this new thing where they're giving out $2,000 a month. Well, that's what they're banking on now. But.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking. I applied for my EI. That was one of the first things I had to do. I had to jump on there, and then this is one thing I'll tell people and I'll remind people because I feel like I've said it before. But if you're in there applying for your EI, make sure that you like keep track of all the answers you're giving like properly, because one, it didn't give me an option to edit at the end like I was secretly hoping it would.
It's supposed. I mean, I literally, because of my job, when I take those months off, I always have to do EI.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
So, I do it all the time. It's weird that they didn't give you an option at the end. Usually they ask you, like, are you sure this is right? Are you sure this is right?
Yeah,
I
so
don't know.
okay, that's what I was gonna say. So what happened was when I was applying, the page crashed for for the job title section. So when I went back in and I continued and I got to the end and I told myself like, well, okay, once I get to the end, I'll just fix it up, because I'm sure there's a section where they give me all the questions they've asked me, and here's the list of your answers, and you can fix your answers as need be. And then I got to the end and none of it was there, and I was just like, well, that's not good.
Yeah, that's weird that didn't happen.
Yeah, absolutely no panic in my voice until the next day when I had to call and I was on hold for 4 hours. That's when I was like, "Oh,
man, that sucks that you got laid off. Sorry about that, man.
all right, man." Like you know where I work, and for the industry that I'm in, I understood it. I was never upset. When the boss called and she's just like, this is really rough, and she's just like, we really appreciate your energy at the office. And in my head, I was just like, true, we're not at the office, so my kind of smiley, bubbly black man attitude doesn't really help when everyone's working from home. But yeah. Hey, jolly black man, come on the video chat and talk to us.
Just always send them like one-liner emails.
Yeah,
like, that is whack.
Oh my god.
So, yeah, all right. Black guys.
Holding you guys down, one cheesy smile at a time. No, but that's it, right? So I had the call with her and she explained, and I was just like, I understand. And she's just like going over all the things with me and telling me what the process is going to be. And I was just like, no, I get it. And, it was hard. It was hard because I obviously I really love the company I work for, and I didn't want to feel like the rest of the team. I don't want to let the rest of the team down, because they're still having to do stuff, because not everyone on my team got laid off. So it does give them a lot of extra work to do because there's not as many bodies. And there's also a lot of stuff that I knew that I may have written out instructions to explain it, but no one on the team has ever done it. And it's one thing to like do something and me show it to you the first time, and then you continue it because you can recall the conversation and the moments we had where we went over it. It's another thing to just look at a document and be like, step 1, do this, and you're like, oh man, this doesn't look like what he wrote, and it's like, but it's okay.
And like, not to throw them under the bus, but how come they weren't able to do like a temporary layoff?
I think it is a temporary layoff. I think the idea is that they want to bring me back, and I work in an industry that's linked to the arts, so it's definitely going to be hit hard, like we were saying, and I'm hoping that once this is all done and things start to get back to normal, I can get back in and we can start working as a team to get it up and running again, because the service that we provide, I work in like a music service, so I think that's important. People are going to need music when they're like alone and sad, or just like sure. Like, you know what I mean? So
that's all people are doing now, watching things and listening to music, of course.
Yeah.
Anyway, man, enough about the negativity.
I was gonna ask you, what are you quarantine binging, or core binging, or binge-tearing? Binge-tearing. There we go. Binge-tearing.
Binge-teaning, yeah.
Still sounds horrible, but we'll try.
Binge-teaning. I just started watching The Peaky Blinders.
Oh shit! Okay.
Awful Irish accent, and I'm so sorry.
Never apologize.
I have a really hard time with like timepieces. It's not like an old timepiece, but
pretty old.
I have a hard time sometimes. But it took me a good 4 or 5 episodes to get it, and it's only like 6 episodes.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's a British show. There's only 6 episodes, maybe 8. 13 if you're Doctor Who.
I think it's like 6 or 7 episodes, but it took me like the episode that I said to myself, if I'm not connecting with this show, because I know a lot of people love it.
Yeah.
If I'm not connecting with this show at this episode, I'm done. And it's happened to be that episode was great. So I was like, okay. And I've been loving it. I finally got into it in the characters now, so I've been watching that, and it's good.
I'll ask you this: are you watching with subtitles? Because I know a lot of people that I know have to watch with subtitles because you can't understand what they're saying.
That's so funny. So I think the first episode when I started watching, I did watch some parts. Like after watching 50 minutes, like, I'm going to put on some subtitles. I don't think catch it every day. So, I did, but I don't watch it with subtitles. I feel like either like I'm just like assuming what they say, or my brain kind of caught on to the accent, and like I'm not watching it with subtitles much anymore. And I'm now that I know, like, because you know how some shows you watch, you kind of have to watch it. Like for this show, I can't do that. Like I have to be watching just the show and concentrate. And that way, I'll understand everything that they're saying.
Okay,
but it's good. And what's his name? Cillian Murphy.
Yeah,
Cillian Murphy. He's great, man. I love that guy. He's a great actor. Fantastic.
Possibly one of my favorite actors. Unfortunately, though, the star of my most hated movie, which is weird. You're not gonna figure it. I mean, if you've heard me talk about it, a lot of the people who might be watching have probably heard me talk about it because I always say, other than the movie Wanted, because I know a lot of you guys know I hate the movie Wanted.
I loved Wanted. I mean, I have to go back and watch it now, but I liked it when I watched it.
Oh, sir. But
it was Wanted the.
You never read the comic book, though. That's the thing.
Oh, that's why. Yes.
My dear friend, the day you read that comic book, and you see the panels with the shit monster, you'll understand why the comic book and the movie are nothing at all the same.
But I think at this point we need to stop trying to expect that.
No, but you know what? I'll explain this. And you're right. I agree with that because I remember when I saw the Percy Jackson movie after I read the book, I was so disappointed with the movie because the first movie doesn't even try. It's the same title and same plot, but they change which characters and which gods do what. And I remember being so annoyed by that because some of those gods play very important roles in later books, and I was hoping that if it was going to be a Harry Potter-esque franchise, you would try and stay true to those characters showing up later on.
But yeah, for sure. But Harry Potter... So I know I'll just say it quickly. Like I watched... There was a point where I was reading Harry Potter. It was like the first book I ever read as a kid that I actually wanted to read. Not the first book I ever read. Like everything else was for school, and I hated reading. And then I found Harry Potter. Like most kids found Harry Potter. I was like, oh, reading's great. But then the movies came out, and I was like, fuck the books. So
imagination, throw that out the window.
My girlfriend hates me for that. And still to this day, like her and her friends are really big Harry Potter fans. Are like don't call yourself a Harry Potter fan.
Oh, interesting.
So I started reading the books again.
Okay.
So read all of them. And like now that I read the books, I look back at the movies and been like, y'all fucked up. There's a few things in there that they didn't, and I understand. It's just like to make a movie as long as those books would be like a 10-hour movie.
Yeah.
But things that they didn't get right, so it's not perfect. Anyways, go back to what you were saying.
Well, for Wanted, funny enough, the one thing about Wanted that I don't understand is the comic book seems to me like you could easily translate it because they took the same elements from the comic book. So the story, as I understand it, and if you've heard this before, I apologize to you listeners who've heard this before, but the story as I heard it is when they wrote the comic book, the first issue came out and the whatever production company that produced the movie bought the rights to the cinematic story, bought the movie rights to it based on the first issue alone. And then didn't read the other 5 issues that came after and proceeded to make a movie based on the first issue. So all the characters are introduced, and the concept of a secret society of assassins is there in the first issue. But the secret society of assassins from the movie is more grounded in the real world, and like in the comic book they're not. In the comic book, the story is that it's an alternate reality. Let's say it's like the DC universe, and it's a reality where the Injustice League got together and figured out how to kill all the superheroes, and then once they killed them, they took over the world. And they divided the world into different sections. So, like, there's a guy who runs America, a guy who runs Africa. Like, every continent has essentially a baron who takes care of it. and that's it. That's the story. And then you find out like the one of the guys is like a mad scientist, and he figures out how to create portals so that you can travel to other worlds. And sometimes for shits and giggles, these guys go to the other universes and kill the superheroes there.
Okay.
Yeah. And that's what the comic book's about. The comic book is about how. Sorry.
That I'm just saying that's not what the movie
right? Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, like the movie, because the one of the major plots of the comic book is that the main character that McAvoy plays is the son of one of the guys who was either a baron or is like the right hand man to one of the barons, and they know that guy was one of the best assassins, and they assume his son has the same skill set as him. I don't know why, for some odd reason in this universe, pulling a trigger and having perfect aim is hereditary, but
yeah.
But the kid essentially has the same skill set, and they're like, he starts to get more involved with the world. He doesn't even know about it, because that's the thing, right? Society, which is true to the movie, society doesn't know about the secret society, like the secret organization. No one knows about them. They're secretly running everything, but you don't know anything about them. So yeah,
I see. Well, thanks for ruining the movie for me, man.
In that case, I will give you a gift of something worth watching. Devs.
Yes, please.
The show Devs, an FX series that came out.
Oh,
already there? Okay.
Yeah, man.
What about,
it's great. I love Devs.
It's really good. It's really, really good.
But that show took me like 2 episodes to get into it.
Interesting.
Like,
okay.
Yeah, for me it was like there was like, it's great. I love the show.
Yeah.
But like there was a lot of, I like unanswered questions, but I feel like the first couple episodes you're just like, what? Like I don't get I don't understand.
Dude, there was I agree with you. One of the things that bothered me at the beginning of the second episode, I said 3 things to my partner, and I was just like, this, and this are going to happen. And then within like 5 minutes, all that got revealed. And she's just like, oh, you got all of it. And I was just like, yeah. I was so disappointed. I didn't want to get it.
Yeah, but you got it. Yeah, sometimes that happens. You ruined it for yourself.
I did.
You have no one to blame but yourself.
But
it's good. I love it.
Do you have a gaming console?
I do, man.
Okay.
PS4.
I've been playing. Oh, okay. I've been on my 2K, NBA 2K18 kick.
Yeah, I saw you post something today, and I was so. Are you playing 2K18?
Yeah. What is that weird? Because I bought my.
Okay.
I got the game for free with the console, and I never played it. Because you're not the only one. You're like the 4th person to be like, why are you playing 2K18? Yo, you think I got $90 to buy 2K19? It's the same damn game.
You're right. But okay, if you're playing it, because honestly, people play those games. Like, I shouldn't even laugh. Like, it takes me like a year to get the game that came out, because like I refused to pay $90 for a game.
Yeah, exactly.
But they had like a special, like it was like New Year's Eve or whatever, not New Year's special, where it was like $20. I was like, I can do $20. So I bought the game, and I actually played 2K a lot. But I think the reason people probably laugh at you, and the reason I'm laughing at you, because a lot of people play those games online.
Oh.
So that game is mainly played online. Like, you build your character, but then you play online and you play with your friends, and you guys can like make your own teams, blah, blah, blah. And then you have like your updated rosters. So you're playing with some old ass teams, man.
I'm playing 2K18. I'm playing by myself against a computer. I'm like so proud of myself for finally beating the computer, and you're over here laughing at me, being like, this motherfucker. I built a team. The Montreal Hearts. And I built the team, and I put a whole bunch of like, I guess, quote unquote, washed up players from 2018, because when you build the expansion team, it only lets you take free agents. So I took all the free agents that I pseudo recognized. Like, I was like, I don't know who Lance Stevenson is. I don't know who Jay Crawford is, but they seem like good players. Dude, you know what?
This is me scrolling through. This is me scrolling through Instagram because I saw that post. I was going through it, then I saw your post, and I was like, "The fuck?" Because I was like, "Montreal team, Rajon Rondo, 2K18," and I was like, "What year is this?" And then girl like,
dude,
here you are playing.
Dude, my favorite part is when I started looking up these players because I actually don't know who they are. Some of them, because remember, I'm not a sports guy. I don't know anything about basketball.
That's hilarious.
So I'm looking up some of the players, and I Google like some of the players because I wanted to tag them in IG, and I keep seeing like the Beijing Ducks, and I'm like, what the hell? It turns out like 3 of the players that I have in my on my team in the game are actually playing in the Chinese Basketball Association League and are on the same Beijing Ducks team. And I was just like secretly out here playing with the Beijing Ducks. Didn't even know it, you know?
I thought you said the Beijing Ducks. I was like,
no.
Basketball team? What?
No, I have Jeremy Lin, Lance Stevenson, and somebody else. Epke Udo are all of my team.
Yeah, Rondo in there.
Yeah.
I saw that.
I have Jamal Crawford. I have a dude named Trevor Ariza.
A dude named Trevor Ariza. Yes.
I don't know who that is. If you guys are watching this and you know who these people are, I'm not sorry. I don't watch basketball, man. I have Van Vliet on my team though. Shout out.
Oh yeah.
Who else did I have? Oh, I have Dirk Nowitzki. But man, no offense, Dirk. 2018 was not your year. You know how I know how important a player is on the team when I go to the trade search to see like what are the trade options that the teams are offering for these characters, and if a character has no trade offers, I'm like, yeesh, that's not a good sign.
He was getting old at that point. He retired only last year.
Oh, he is retired. Okay, that makes sense.
Last year.
Oh my god. Yeah, it's been brutal, man. I'm like getting my ass handed to me the first few times I was playing because I was just like, I don't know how to play this game.
You at least understand the rules of basketball.
Oh, yeah, I do. I at least understand the rules of basketball. I know how to play. I understand how to play. I am good at setting up for like the only thing is I don't know how to do layups in the game. So every time I set up these really nice scenarios, like some gorgeous plays, and then I'm like to the hoop. Oh, no one's there. I guess we're going for 3 again. Pass it out to Danny Green.
I feel like you just have to hold square. What are you playing on, by the way?
PS4.
Nice. How come I don't have you on PS4, man?
Yeah, that's another thing. Everyone's talking to me and being like, "Yo, man, you get on PS4 with me," and I'm just like, "Okay."
I was with you because you have a 5-year-old game, man. It's like, oh man, I regret adding bronze.
Am I gonna get on there and I'm gonna be like John Travolta in that meme where I'm just looking around like?
100%. I'll tell you one thing: if you get into playing it, do not play online 2K20.
What?
Oh, you'll get like
destroyed,
and you'll get. There is no game that I've ever. I actually play a lot of video games.
Okay.
There is no game that gets nothing. Actually, there's nothing in life as aggravated as playing 2K games.
Oh man.
They were the most infuriating games to ever play.
But okay, quick question: if I have 18 and you have 20 and you're online, I can't play against you, right? It's not like. Yeah, okay, that's what I thought.
You would never do that because people would never buy.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
Games.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
Yeah,
I was hoping. I don't want to spend 100.
18, man.
Like how? Because it's what like $120 for those gold edition versions, and I'm like,
yeah, some crazy people who buy those things and then spend. So they have a thing called VC points, which you probably see in the game there, where people like. You get it's basically virtual money where you can upgrade your player and all sorts of crap, buy clothes.
Remember, I haven't been online, so no, I have no clue what you're talking about.
calculate it for you though, and then when you get online, you might still get anyways.
Oof.
But people spend like real cash, like a shit ton of cash, to like up their gear really fast and buy clothes, and it was like it's insane. Like people spend a lot of money doing that.
It's the microtransaction thing that they were talking about a couple years ago, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Weren't people like super mad at that stuff for Star Wars? Like, didn't it cause like some whole rift in the industry?
Yeah.
Okay. See, I know my gaming stuff.
You know little things.
I know the things. I know the things with the people and the yelling.
There you go.
And the something gate.
Got mad, but it's like there's nothing. I mean, I don't pay for anything. Like I'd rather just like, as sad as this is, rather just like put the hours in and grind it out to have my player top notch. But people like will build their player up really fast by paying actual money, and then other people have to catch up. So we're like, fuck it, I'll put money in too.
Yeah. Well, that's like every mobile game out there nowadays. I feel like, yeah,
exactly.
Clash of Clans. I hate you. I know I spent $100 before I realized this is stupid.
$100?
Oh yeah, well not like one shot. Like over the span of like 2 years that I was playing, I'm sure I spent easily $100 on that game. And then one day I was just like, wait, what the fuck am I doing? Like, why am I doing this? I don't even care about winning this castle right now. I could be making out with my girl. What the hell? I threw my phone to the ground and ran to the bed. I don't know.
Get off.
Okay.
Talking about video games, I was like, one of my favorite games of all time is Last of Us, and I was so
it got delayed. Right?
It got delayed. Yeah.
Yeah, the gaming industry, man, those guys are getting hit hard. Gaming and VFX industries both like.
Yeah. I like stupidly thought the gaming industry would thrive, not in like producing games at this moment, but actually making money in games.
I thought so too. I honestly.
Yeah.
Dude, when Animal Crossing came out and people were still lining up in the middle of a pandemic, I was like, well, that's one industry that is going to be perfectly fine.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden it's just like, this game's delayed, this game's delayed, this game's delayed. I'm like, wait, what?
Yeah, because think about it, they can only make money on existing games right now. The games that are in development are screwed.
Yeah.
They can't do anything.
I hope they don't get delayed too much, though, because even I want to play Watch Dogs, that new one. Because that's the other thing, right? Since I moved, I haven't been gaming at all. And then the other day is when I decided to start trying playing games again. And I tossed in Watch Dogs 2. And I was just running around, blowing stuff up, driving my Lamborghini or whatever the car is.
I have to play that idiot.
Oh, dude. I essentially just started playing the taxi game where I just pick up like it's like Uber. Like you have an app and you pick up people and you have to drive them to places. And I got myself the fastest car. And at first I was killing it because essentially they just want you to get from point A to point B as fast as possible. But then they start throwing in this thing where some people are just like, don't go too fast. And there's like a meter and you have to stay in this little orange bar and you can't drive faster than that. Meanwhile, I'm driving what is the equivalent easily of a Lamborghini in the game. Just pressing the gas, stop. Pressing the gas, stop. So
that sounds like the most boring part of the game that you're actually doing.
Well, sometimes what I do is I get out and blow up the car with the person in it. So then it's fine. Just like, yeah, you want to get to the port faster? How about you get this way? Boom.
Video games bring out the worst in people. I was playing a Zelda, the new one, which is a fantastic.
Yeah.
Oh my! Not the newest. Sorry, the oh my god, why am I forgetting the name? The one on Switch, not the one that just came out.
You could literally say anything right now, and I would nod because I have no clue what the game is.
Like the big open world one. I don't know why I'm not thinking of the name. Breath of the Wild.
Breath of the Wild. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. And just talking about how video games break the worst out of the people. I was playing a lot with my partner, my girlfriend, and she, who is a vegan.
Yeah.
We were playing a part where like wolves that are attacking, and she literally screamed out, "Kill them and then feed them to his brother." And I just turned and I was like, "What?" Kill them and feed them to his brothers. And she was so serious. I was like, "What's happening?"
God, that's amazing. Feed him to his brother is one of my favorite lines, man. Good God.
God damn, video games being about the worst in her.
Oh man, that is epic.
Yeah.
I've just been building Lego. This,
Yeah. Yeah, man. I wanted to jump on that boat too. Did you get it from Amazon or something?
no, dude, you know how many packs of Lego I have things that I just haven't opened.
That was a dumb question for you to ask.
Cause that's the thing. My partner's always just like, oh hey, like we don't have room to display all this stuff, so you might need to wait. And I was just like, oh okay. Oops. Oh.
What's the biggest one you've built?
Oh, interesting. The biggest one ever, or the biggest one since the quarantine?
Since the quarantine.
The biggest one since the quarantine, and I'll show it to the viewers. You'll have to see it after.
Mm-hmm.
I just built the Avengers Quinjet, but like not just like because there's another version of the Quinjet that I already had. This is the huge version of the Quinjet that has a turret that comes out the back, and also has a ramp with a motorcycle inside that rolls out, and you can roll the motorcycle off the ramp, and
That's crazy.
And Hawkeye just throws himself to sudden death from the. It's wonderful. I love this thing. This and the X-wing are possibly two of my favorites.
Yeah. I know a lot of people have the X-wing too.
Yeah, the X-wings are really nice. Really nice set.
I get hands on one of those.
The one that I really want right now that I've been like, I got laid off, so I can't get it right now because it would be just an inappropriate purchase because it's a $300 Lego set. But the 1989 Batman Batmobile.
Wow.
It's you've seen some of the X-wings, right? The large X-wings.
Yeah.
So it's as big as the X-wing.
Gee, that's crazy.
Yeah, it's beautiful, man. It's every time I see
one.
Yeah, the 1980, the first the original Tim Burton 1989 Batmobile.
Corvette, right?
Not a Corvette, the one that had like the tail, the wings at the
yeah. Wasn't it built? It was built from a Corvette or something.
Oh, maybe. I know nothing about cars. I just know it was goddamn beautiful, and I loved it.
Random enough, my dad got to drive that car.
Hot damn! What?
Yeah, when he was in Vegas, and for some reason, I don't know what he was doing in Vegas, but someone pulled up in that car. I think it was, I don't know if it was the actual, someone made a replica or it was the actual one.
No matter what, still awesome.
And they let him drive it.
Yo, that's so cool.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Man, I'm really jealous of your father right now.
He's like, so am I.
Yeah.
Damn you, father.
Okay, bud, I gotta let you go.
All right.
This has been so much fun talking with you.
Fun, man.
Is anything you want to tell people to check out? Anything you want to promote?
Yeah, I mean, check out Movie Mind Studio. You can check us out on Instagram and on YouTube. We're trying to roll out some new stuff, and we're working on another series. We did a series explaining to an alien. We did it with Just for Laughs.
Oh, yeah.
We're doing a new season of it, but on our own without Just for Laughs.
Oh, cool.
So doing a second season of it. So watch out for that. It should be coming soon. So just follow us in anywhere Moving Mind Studio. Moving Mind Studio.
Dope, dude. Thank you so much. This was so much fun. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, Brandon Calder here on Not a Journalist with Brian Holidae. That's it. We're out.